May 2nd, 2020, coronavirus lockdown. And it's a Saturday, so it's a day off for some people. It's a Sabbath for some people. And I have a man out working who is Jewish, and he's from New York. And I was raised to be quasi-Jewish. My dad that raised me with the Old Testament and all the Old Testament dietary laws. And my Jewish friend from New York told me today he thinks I'm insane. He goes, go take a look at yourself in the mirror. Am I insane? So today I put my hair in curlers because women my age do those kind of things because we're nuts. And now my partner is out in the living room watching an episode of Larry David, which is fun. But it's Saturday and it's his day off, so he can do those kind of things. While I'm gluing rocks, which feels like punishment for anything I've ever done in life that's wrong. My friend from New York thinks I'm insane because I never had any kids, and he doesn't have any kids at all. He also told me that if he was paid enough money, he'd kill me. I'm sure he's joking because he also saved my life from an insane woman who was on drugs. So I came to the conclusion, I think almost everybody's insane in some way or shape or another. I think my ex-husband is insane. I think he's delusional. He told the judge he was afraid of me. I have no intention of hurting him. He's already been damaged enough. Why should I add to it? Anyways, I enjoy comedy, and I enjoy Larry David's humor, and I can sympathize with him. In this particular episode, he was getting ready to go to a wedding and then a baptism. And he didn't know how to dress for a baptism. I used to be a Sunday school teacher. I can tell you how to dress for a baptism. Wear what the fuck you want. Put on a swimsuit if you want. If you really want to get baptized, you can baptize. My daughters once baptized each other in the bathtub. They did their own baptismal service in the bathtub. But he didn't understand about baptisms. Well, a baptism has to do with water. And you basically get dunked under the water and then lifted back up, and it's supposed to represent new life, a new beginning. And you identify with Jesus, who died on the cross for your sins. Now, I had been baptized when I was 14 at the First Baptist Church. That was my first baptism. Then I got baptized again as a young adult with the Charismatic Church led by Bob and Diana Midland that I hauled my ex-husband into, and he got baptized too. And then one time we did our own baptismal service. We were having an argument as a young married couple, and we were apartment managers at the time, and I had 2 little girls. And they were in their room taking a nap or playing, and we had an argument in the kitchen. And this man used to work nights. I don't know if he still does or not. He used to at the grocery store while we were apartment managing. And I did a lot of the paperwork and phone call work and cleaned apartments and all that. Didn't pay much, but it gave us free rent. So 2 apartment complexes too, by the way. And anyways, The way he ended the argument was by throwing a glass of water in my face. Wasn't that nice of him? I mean, he didn't punch me in the nose, thank God. He didn't like try to break my nose or anything. But he threw a glass of water in my face, which was very disrespectful. And then he stomped off to the bedroom to take a nap or to fall asleep. And I cleaned up the kitchen. And because I have a little bit of passive-aggressive tendencies, I took a great big mixing bowl full of water, filled it up with water, walked into the bedroom, and dumped it on him. And he woke up sputtering and spewing, and I stood there and I said, "Don't you ever throw a glass of water in my face again." Which he never did. Then it became the family joke, or our joke. It was because every once in a while when he'd take a hot shower, I would go into the bathroom and throw a glass of cold water over the top of the shower. And we laughed about it. We actually laughed about it. So it got, I mean, we would laugh. We'd get in arguments, we'd make up, and then we'd laugh about it. But then it became something that wasn't so funny. I got pretty damaged by my first marriage. So healing up is a process. Being called crazy is something that's fine. I can handle it. I've been called worse. My atheist friend who said he'd kill me if someone paid enough money. He also saved my life, but he also told me I was a fucking bitch. And then he puts me in plays he writes. And then he tells me he loves me. But he also loves my partner. So I'm pretty sure he's just a big jokester. He's a hard worker. So is my partner. So am I. So is my cat Olive, who tries to keep me from working. But she just wants me to pet her and love her. Don't you want to? Anyways, I hope everyone's having a great Sabbath, and if you're Jewish, I hope you're relaxing and observing the Jewish laws. One of the things I thought was funny on this episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David was, he said, "Do I go around trying to shove Jesus?" You know, that's Jesus thing. Do I shove lobster? If I like lobster, do I shove lobster onto everybody and think everybody in the whole world needs to enjoy lobster? And his wife is saying she doesn't get the correlation between lobster and religion. And I'm like, well, yeah, there is. Because one, if you're Jewish, you're not supposed to eat lobster. That's an unclean meat. So is other things like bats. You don't eat bats or rats. You just don't eat certain foods that are riddled with potential diseases. Yuck. There's some animals and creatures you're just not supposed to eat. I heard locusts are okay if you dip them in honey. I heard manna's okay. I heard lamb's okay. Fish is okay. Unless, of course, it's got a bunch of mercury in it. I don't think you're supposed to eat cats. Don't worry, Olive, I won't eat you. I won't turn you into a cat butt stew. Well, anyways, time's up.